Hey, what's up? We are live. Hold on, hold on. I gotta do the intro. What am I thinking here? There you go. There you go. What am I, some kind of bullshit artist?
Bullshit artist.
There you go.
I
Do
thought
a
it was like
clip
more
there.
than one.
I got a couple. Clipped it up. That's what I did.
Oh, okay. Because from what I remember, it was like a compilation.
There's some that aren't that good, and there's one with his dick out that I didn't want to use. So part of it is, I think I don't think I want. Although the funny thing is, we've had that on the stream multiple times, like a guy's dick out, and we've never got in trouble for that. But we talked about, the thing from 2020 that won't go away, and that gets you flagged.
Oh yeah, it's definitely still around.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're witness to that.
Well, and I got the thing, and it still doesn't fucking prevent anything.
Yeah, but you had to be up to date with your
I
juicers,
know, I'm
man.
like 20. I'm like missing 20 of them.
Yeah. I only got the initial jabby.
Yeah, no, I stopped it. I was not boosting. I think people they're on like their fucking 50th shot.
How many Job of the Huts can you get? How many Job of the Huts can you
should
get?
before like slip up.
Although, it's funny, there's some, I guess it depends on how big you are, but I've seen like YouTube channels that are, I mean, what's that? That little British fuck that I don't like him.
Sky?
No, that Russell, something like that. Is his name Russell? The guy from some comedy movies, Russell Brand.
Oh, yeah.
He'll like have it in his title. That'll be the main thing he talks about. He doesn't have any issues with it. It's very selective by YouTube there.
Seems like it, yeah. It seems like they're just trying to fuck over smaller channels that they don't want to be successful or compete with.
Yeah.
The crap they
No,
push.
I think that's a part of it. I mean, like, the only thing, like, when I think about it, I call bullshit on that.
Bullshit artist. 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 You, sir, are a horseshit artist. I call bullshit on that. Bullshit artist.
That's a good one there.
Is the director of this done anything since?
Some music videos, I know. I think he might have done something that really wasn't successful. I mean, I wouldn't expect this guy to be doing some successful stuff after this either.
No, I know, but he could still make like some profitable shit if it's lower budget and people like it.
He has done. All right, so he did a movie called An Evening with Beverly Loughlin, with Aubrey Plaza and Jermaine Clement, and it looks like. Actually, honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing this. It looks like
it already came out.
Just that I know it's this guy. Yeah, this came out in 2018. It came out like the year later. And
shit.
He didn't get any 2 years later. He didn't get any acclaim for that.
No, I didn't even know it happened.
Then he did one episode of Tropical Cocktails, which I have no clue what the fuck that is. I feel like it could be British or something. I have no clue.
Yeah, he's British.
Yeah, so yeah, it could be that. I don't know. It looks weird. It looks something like he would do, but he didn't do all of it. He just kind of did one episode. The people in it look like his type of people, I guess is what I mean. I'm seeing that.
Like, he's definitely got like a Tim and Eric weirdo type of casting vibe thing going on.
Yeah, and this TV show has that Tim and Eric weirdo kind of look to it.
I mean, they've been done for a while now, so there's got to be like certain things to fill the void. Like, I think You Should Leave. That's sort of like their stuff.
Not really. I don't think it's as wacky. I'm
trying to think.
That's pretty like straightforward.
Would be closer than that.
Closer thing to that is just any Adult Swim shit, I guess. I don't know
Cartoons. Any newer shows.
I don't think a lot of people are going for that anymore. Yeah. Here was his name is Jim Hosking. He did Grease Strangler. This is the movie Evening with Beverly Loughlin, which looks very.
What's the trailer like?
Yeah, you might. Let's play the fucking trailer because no
Oh,
one
it's got
probably knows
Craig
about this.
Robinson in it.
Looks like it.
Welcome to An Evening with Beverly Loughlin.
There's an event tomorrow night at the hotel.
An event?
Remember the man in the plaid hat?
Mr. Beverly. Beverly's a woman's name.
No.
It is a Scottish woman's name.
I don't know what this event is, but Lulu's gone missing.
Can anybody hear me? I'm trapped under the ice. Who is Beverly Loughlin?
The 80s or 70s?
Let's do this.
Are you trying to rob me, mate? Run! Go!
Although I don't know quite what's going on, I'm having a great time, Lulu. And you nailed it with these cheesy onion rings.
I need you to protect me, okay?
Yes, I can do that.
Good. The mystery of Colin is deepening.
Go deeper, if you dare.
Good luck, everyone.
A lot of wigs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow, he hasn't seen this motherfucker in a while.
I think
You
you're
got
the most
canceled.
beautiful woman I have
Oh,
Every girl needs a
you gotta keep
Colin.
up.
Am I looking forward to the event?
It will be magical.
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 Some Matt Berry in there.
Yeah.
One of those jets is shooting water up.
It kind of
Really
reminds
high
me. Of,
budget. You know, like these are known actors compared to a bunch of rando old people.
it's got a little bit of a vibe of Greasy Strangler if you like put some better looking people in it, kind of.
You know what reminds me of that like Bronco Buster thing from the guy who did
Yeah, the Josh
Napoleon
Heater
Dynamite?
guy. Josh, what is it? Who is that guy? John something. John
Hess?
Hatter. The Nacho Libre guy too, right? He's done.
yeah, but like I don't know why
Jared
it
Hess. Yeah, Jared Hess. Yeah.
hit like that Bronco Buster thing with the kid who's like right
I saw that
story
one.
with Sam Rockwell. That movie's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's not good. That is the thing. Is I think the
No,
only
it's
thing
not
he
that
has
great,
done
but
is-
it's definitely got like a very I don't know. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's interesting that he hasn't really. I guess it's not interesting, but I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like ever since Gem and Broncos and Masterminds, which I did see, that's kind of been the end of him doing like feature films. Probably.
Mastermind. What's that?
Yeah, I remember that's got Zach Galifianakis in it and Kristen Wiig. I remember seeing it. It was really bad. It was really bad. It's like he's trying to rob a bank or something.
Mm.
It's like a bank heist movie. It's not good. It doesn't really.
Galifianakis had a weird film career for the like things other than
What up, Mad Studio? Greetings from Britain. Greetings from New Jersey, the lovely New Jersey, where we have the finest wine.
Is that Yoda?
It looks like a goblin, man. Like some sort of
It
goblin.
looks like Yoda was like a dagger.
That looks like a sweet orc goblin. Something
Yeah,
like that.
what,
Maybe it's a half goblin. Dr. Mad Studio. I like the name. Just don't say the N-word on here. We've had people come in and all they say to shout the N-word. That's
Really? I haven't. Well, we tried.
it happened once or twice. But what would you expect? Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a couple white guys from Jersey. We're gonna get
right-wing boomers. You attract
Yeah.
that kind of.
This is this TV show he directed, Tropical Cocktails. This
Okay.
it reminds me of these photos remind me a lot of but it's not his show, but it reminds me of
like,
things he's done.
Looks like a really weird Pulp Fiction or something.
Yeah. I forget what I've
Oh,
seen
that's
this
that like
in.
fat baby guy. Man,
What was he in? I feel like I've seen I know
uh,
I've seen Oh, he's the little kid in that Zach that
Yeah.
all right, yeah, he's funny.
Oh
in that
my
little part.
god. Man, he should have
looks-
just like died at like 10 or something.
Yeah, he looks the same since he was 12. Yeah.
Maybe he's a vampire.
It's only gotten worse for him, Grant Goodman. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, he's no Joseph Lipnicki.
Yoda with a knife. He's mad because someone stole his mojo. Well, sounds like Austin Powers. Remember he got his
told you it
mojo
was
stolen?
Yoda.
Yeah, I mean, it
no
looks like I can see it.
That ain't no goblin.
That ain't no goblin. I mean, we know goblins, you know. Fucking
I know of
goblin.
them.
You know of Goblin, the band Goblin?
Yeah, did Dario Argento's stuff, and they're like Italian, I think.
Yeah.
But
I was listening to
have you seen those videos of those goblins coming out of the sewers of New York and stuff?
Are you talking about
There's like Gringotts tunnels.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I want to say, yeah. There's some Gringotts. I feel like that's such a weird. I don't buy it. Also, I don't know. There's something weird about that whole story. It felt like fake. That's what I was thinking about it. Like, coming out of these tunnels, they're looking like a clean white shirt. Like I don't know if that doesn't go together.
Did you ever hear about like people living with like inside a family's house and they don't even know it, and they're like hanging around in like the attic and like weird spots of the walls and the
like parasite. There's a good term for it. Yeah, like a house dweller, a wall dweller. Yeah. How's
I have like a recurring nightmare. Well, there's two. There's one where like right before I go to sleep, there's like a hand that's gonna grab my leg and pull me under the bed and then drag me into like some altered dimension. And then the other is I wake up like in the night to go to the bathroom or something, and then there's like some guy like standing around in my house or apartment, whatever.
Maybe it's because you have that terrifying person that lives under you, so that could be part of that.
If you ever like
fuel that.
Yeah, well, and I'm
Not much happening in your corner of the world. Can't wait to get back to the convention game as soon as possible. What do you do at the conventions? You're talking about. I've been to a bunch of these. Are you talking about like Comic-Cons and stuff?
Are you're a cosplayer?
I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he is.
Do you dress up with a knife? You just bring a knife.
Yeah, I don't think they don't like that. You have to like.
If you don't have a lightsaber, that's a good replacement. Just bring like a kitchen knife or something.
Dude, I went to a Comic-Con. Well, I've been to a few Comic-Cons, but I remember seeing. Actually, I like a horror con a little better than a Comic-Con personally, but that's me.
I've only been to HorrorCon, and that one was pretty weird. There was a lot of mullets and ponytails, and a lot of production companies I've never heard of.
Yeah, it's also like it's a little bit more like it's a different crowd. You get a little bit more of like metal nerds, people that are into like heavy metal and that kind of shit. It's different than when you go to a Comic-Con and you see a lot of like you'll see anime people, you'll see the superhero people. It's a little different. But I've been going to Comic-Cons about the same amount of time. I've never done cosplay as well. It's not really my thing.
I mean, Halloween, that's pretty much it,
Yeah, but I get it. I mean, honestly, it looks fun for the people that enjoy it. It looks fun. It's not something I super enjoy. I mean, I like it in Halloween, but I don't know. I wouldn't go all out. Like, these people like to make their own costumes and shit. It's crazy. Like,
what's the hardest you've ever gone for Halloween?
I remember like this was like when I was a kid. I won the Boy Scout Halloween competition. I had a hula hoop. Like I had two hula hoops, one that was like attached to another, and it was like I was in a shower curtain. I had a shower curtain on. I had like a shower hat. It was like I was in a shower. I was like a walking shower. That was the original one.
Yeah, it sounds pretty fucking elaborate and like heavy to wear.
Let me see. I'm sure someone's done it since. Like, yeah, I'm finding it.
You made this?
It was like out of a hula hoop and shit. It was actually like this girl's got it. Here. It was like this. It was similar to this. It was very similar to this outfit here. Might have been more like this one when I had it. It was like this one. Like I had this like it was like I had that little like tinfoil thing.
Yeah,
And
I like never had a good Halloween costume. The weirdest one, the most memorable I have is like Scream was really popular. Well, I had like a Scream mask one, and then I lost the mask, but I also had a raptor mask from Jurassic Park.
oh
So I
yeah,
just put the Scream robe on with the raptor head.
yeah, I think I remember that too. I think I remember.
That
I
was
didn't. I don't
it.
think I knew you at that time, but I think I remember seeing that. Like I was like, "There's
I
a
think maybe in
a
like a weird
goblin
dimension,
raptor."
I'm like a demon or something. You could pull that off, or like
You were like a Sleestack reptilian elite David Icke guy. You must love David Icke if you're in England over there, right? Dr. Mad Studio.
what
I don't know if you.
what are your pet projects?
Yeah, what
You
are
got
the
like
pet
some kind of
projects?
dog photography business?
That could be the case, man. Yeah, who knows, man. Although I have to say, like, I kind of miss the Comic Cons, but I just liked it for getting. Best thing about Comic Cons was you'd get this custom art that, like, a custom print, like these people who would make their own T-shirts or make their own, posters, and that was, I think, the coolest thing is like just the little shops. That's what I liked about it. There's all these like custom shops, and you don't have to pay like fucking Marvel or Warner Brothers or whatever for, products. Rather pay like some dude. Way better. It was nice to see like the nerd culture. I remember seeing what did I see? It was The Haunting of Hill House did like a panel that was good. I saw a panel that had Peter Jackson talk about that Immortal Engines. Remember that shitty movie that I think no one watched? I don't
Yeah,
think anyone watched that
that's
movie.
a fucking Miyazaki ripoff of Howl's Moving Castle.
It was weird though. It's weird how it's like I think that just like disappeared. Like I've never heard a single person talk about it. I mean, I know we like brought it up just to like be like, do you remember this fucking thing?
Yeah, his shit after Lord of the Rings is kind of rough. I mean, he's got that horrible King Kong movie.
Yeah, it's been too like I think he has too big of a budget. He's got to like pare it down to be like a cheap fuck like he used to be.
Yeah, because Lord of the Rings was real low.
Okay, yeah, David Icke. Yeah, I mean he's got some issues over there for sure. David Icke has some like things that I'll like think okay, he's got some interesting things to say half the time, and then the other half the time it's just like batshit crazy. He's one of those. He's one of those conspiracy theorist guy.
Do you like Ricky Gervais or?
Yeah, it's a good. Did you see the new Ricky Gervais special? Because I like
Yeah,
that. Or how about Carl Pilkington? Do you know Carl Pilkington? Or
Idiot Abroad.
Yeah. He's a favorite of mine as far as British comedy.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I don't.
Well, Matt Berry too, of course. I like a lot of British comedy.
IT Crowd.
I mean, I'll go back. Like I like a lot of the.
Do you like Snuffbox?
Yeah, Snuffbox is a rare one. I like. Or was it Garth?
No, not you.
Plays.
Do Yoda guy?
I like it.
Does Yoda guy? Do you like Snuffbox?
Even going back to like Monty Python, I like some of the old Monty Python shit for sure. Not like my favorite thing. I'm not like obsessed with it, but it's I could get why it's funny, I like Holy Grail, Life of Brian. Brazil has some parts like it's funny how Brazil brought in a couple of the Monty Python guys. Like the doctor friend he's from I think was that Michael Palin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So what's my first thing I was going to talk about? I saw some of the TED show, by the way, and pretty good. I was actually surprised. I was like actually laughing at something. Wasn't
Ted
bad.
The Bear.
Yeah, he Ted. Like the movie Ted, which is basically just him doing the Peter Griffin voice, but with a bear.
No, I know, but like he's still going like milking that franchise off. He hasn't had any new ideas.
It's definitely a milk job for sure, but it's actually like done well. Like I don't know, I've only saw the first 3 episodes, but it's really good. He's definitely making fun of the woke humor. It's set in the 90s, so it has this like nostalgia to the 90s. Like there's a couple of like mall shots where they're selling like Sega Genesis and like Sonic 2 in the background. Like some stuff with that was good. And then just also like it really did remind me of like the first time you kind of smoked weed and it had this weird 90s vibe to it. It wasn't bad. It was actually pretty funny, and it made me think about how like I think like I always thought like why did Family Guy get so shitty? You know, and then I realized that Seth MacFarlane I think just totally checked out of like he's just a voice actor for it now. Like this kind of feels like something he cares about. So it was surprising because like the stuff's actually pretty decent. And yeah, it definitely goes into the woke, anti-woke stuff, which is weird because I know he is a particularly woke person. But
From what?
I've seen him on Bill Maher, even him like I mean, I saw him argue with Bill Maher about the Jack scene recently, and I was like crazy. Like I was kind of like I didn't get it. What are you saying here? Goes dad going like only fools and horses. All right, so some of these, dude, these are things I've never heard of as far as British comedy. You're a real Britannian here.
I know Tiptoes.
I know
Good.
Yeah, he's not talking
Wait,
about
Dr.
Tiptoes.
Mad, are you a Gary Oldman fan? Because he's definitely one of my favorite actors.
I don't think he's talking about Tiptoes in any of these things. He's talking about Steptoe and Son.
Steptoe. That sounds a little bit more.
Yeah, I know. I think I know a little bit more. Yeah, I think this goes back a little further because I know like EastEnders.
What channel are these on? Well, like, what's your?
Well, they got Sky 4, a BBC.
Whatever.
What are you? A Sky? You're a Sky guy? I don't know. Where are you at in England? Are you are you a Northern Englander? Are you a Southern Englander? Are you a Londoner? Are you a Welshman?
Are you an in-betweener?
That's what it is. The in-betweeners. I was thinking of that. In-betweeners. I was in the south of England.
Skins.
I was in the south of England, and it was really nice. It was like Lymington. I was by the Isle of Wight and Bath and what is it? The Stonehenge with a little midget running around it. Okay. I've heard of this band called the Beatles, so I think I know what you're talking about. I've heard of them before, like once or twice. They got a chap named Ringo, right? I think I've heard of them a few times. They got a couple of hits. A little bit of a one-hit wonder band, right? But yeah, I was liking this. It's you know what I think I like about it is I never really liked Marky Mark that much in that Ted movie. And I think the kid in this is because he's playing the Marky Mark character this is basically a prequel. So like he's playing the Marky Mark character, and I think I like the kid.
What's the tomato meter?
That's the critic score, which I was going to say. This is very evident of, you know, like when it goes against anti-woke, you're going to see the critics in Hollywood go against it. But then look at the audience score. This is that's always the case. It's like, it's either like you'll see like this high critic score and a low audience, or like it's always vice versa. It's always usually opposite here. It's almost like completely the opposite here. But yeah, I was actually like, I liked it. I wanted to see. This is the first time I'm looking at any of these like reviews for it. It's not bad. It's not good either. I'm not gonna say this is the best thing in the world. I think it just shows you. I think Seth MacFarlane's good at making TV. That's what I realized. I was like, this guy's good at making. It's like a shitty like sitcom. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like a sitcom. I think it's kind of playing into the sitcom tropes too.
Well, the Ted movie did do really well, but I don't know if you saw that Western with him and Charlize Theron. That was kind of weird.
Oh yeah,
It was called like A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah, that was really bad. Yeah, but it was, again, that's also like a little rip off of Blazing Saddles, which is like not a bad influence.
With Giovanni Ribisi, because he's in both of those movies.
Yeah, and I mean, again, though, I'd like the influence of, you know, doing something like Blazing Saddles. So it's like, yeah, he's one of those people, Seth MacFarlane, that you could tell he likes good stuff. You can't deny that. He's into good things. I don't know if it exactly always translates, but yeah, and it's almost like even like that. It's like to think you can make a Blazing Saddles movie in 2010. I don't know if it's gonna really work, but
I'll be back. I gotta get some water.
Oh, you met the Flash Gordon character? Yeah, he's in both the Ted films. Yeah, I forgot. You know, it's funny. I forgot about Ted 2. Forgot about that one. But yeah, I actually
Wilfred
really
as the lawyer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I kind of like.
And she like smokes a bong with them in some farm or some shit. I don't know that movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of weed shit.
Movie.
There's a lot of weed shit in this for sure, and it's kind of, to me, I was
I
noticing
know,
how
but
it's
it also feels a
nostalgic
little forced.
Yeah, I think in this less so because it's it feels like a little like, I don't know. It's about like a 16-year-old kid that's smoking weed for the first time. It's actually kind of realistic. That kind of stuff happens. Like that's sort of how it happens. Like at that age and all that. It was kind of funny. Like for that, I just think Marky Mark was just not like, or whatever, Mark Wahlberg. He's just not my it's not my cup of tea as an actor. I think. I mean, I guess it depends on the part. I mean, I like him in Boogie Nights. You know, like, but again, that movie is just like perfect. So I don't even know if you needed Marky Mark. You know, it's one of those things. He's good in a few things. I mean, I guess that's the only thing I could really think of that I actually like him in. Maybe The Departed. You know, being like in The Departed. I guess I like that. Other movies I like by Mark Wahlberg. I think that's about it. He doesn't come up into my repertoire a lot there. But here is a trailer. Let me see. Hold on. Have I seen the original pilot episode of Family Guy? Of course, man. I watched the original. I mean, we're also in that 30 club, by the way. But I remember watching. So I've seen the pilot episode, and I've seen his like behind. I mean, I'm a fan of the old Family Guy for sure. So, and I had all those DVDs back when they were putting out DVDs. I've seen his pilot of it had a different name. I can't remember it, but a lot crappier drawings. Then of course, I mean, I remember seeing the Family Guy first episode. It aired on a Super Bowl. That's what I remember. I mean, that's all I can. I mean, I don't know if you guys had that. I'm sure you have now, but back then it was a little different. This was 1999. At least it could be more, but I remember there was a Family Guy episode. It premiered during a Super Bowl, and as a kid, it like grabbed me to like actually like watch this. And yeah, it was January 31st, 1999. It was literally like the last day of the year, and it was a Super Bowl. It premiered. I was right. It premiered on the Super Bowl. Super Bowl. What is it? 33, where the Broncos beat the Falcons. That would have been the Elway Broncos, and Shannon Sharp on that team there. We just talked about Shannon Sharp's podcast, talking to Cat Williams. That was a really good episode. If you want to go watch, that was a good episode we did. I think it was very funny, very interesting. The Cat Williams interview that he had with Shannon Sharp. But yeah, I know I definitely like a good Family Guy episode. I think he had at least 3 or 4 seasons that are really good. And I like the Brian and Stewie episodes, which is interesting because I think that's mostly just Seth MacFarlane doing the voices. So there's something to that. Yeah, here's the trailer for Ted. Get away with showing this, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, here's the Ted trailer, official trailer from Peacock.
Hi everyone, Seth MacFarlane here, and I'm.
Ooh, look at that! Look at that! Those hair plugs right there, or hair transplant, looking like fucking Wayne Newton over here. When's the plastic surgery coming from Seth MacFarlane? I guess you still want to date those 27-year-olds. You got to do this.
Thrilled to share the trailer for our new Peacock original series, Ted, telling the story of Ted and John's early days. Let's take a look.
Hey, Johnny. How bad is school gonna suck?
You're not gonna like it.
How bad?
Well, it's like getting your nuts smashed together so hard they become just one nut.
Holy shit.
You should be going to school every day with John.
Aha, no thanks.
You might have fun.
No, I would not have fun. I guard the house when you guys are out.
What happened to the TV?
It was an accident.
You're going to school and you're gonna grow a fucking brain.
Oh, come on!
If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be.
Hey, dog, you bringing your dolls to school?
It's the 90s. Times are changing.
Sexual education. Let's start with masturbation.
If you're going to assign homework, Johnny already did it this morning.
Hey, shut the fuck up, dude. I haven't smoked, I haven't had sex, I haven't had a girlfriend. I'm gonna lose it.
You and me have been best friends like our whole lives. We're about to get high for the first time. Can we have drugs, please? Let's do this right.
Can you guys believe we're like having an experience and experiencing reality?
Is there a fucking gas leak or something? Nice costume, fuckface.
It's possible that the two of you might not be total screw-ups.
Take a long look. This is what life is.
Shit, Teddy, I'm the last virgin in school.
We can fix this. We gotta find a buyer. Fresh penis! Get your fresh penis here!
Teddy, Jesus Christ!
Still has that new penis smell.
You shut up.
All right, I'm just trying to help.
Yeah, it's a sitcom, so be prepared. But yeah, it was all right. Again, I'm not saying it's the best thing, but I like that smoking out of a soda can. That's I think the first time I smoked weed is probably doing that. You got love it. You got to remember smoking out of a soda can. I'm assuming. I don't know if he's there, but I know that's happened. I think I've done that a few times with Mr. Lovitz over there. I remember we got caught. Lovitz and I, we got caught outside of his house. I don't know how old we were. Probably the same age as this, like 15, 16. Got caught out skateboarding in quotes, and yeah, we got questioned, and we're all like fucking high. It's terrifying. That's the part where like when you get caught and you're in this area. That's what I think about the most. It's like when you get caught. I was talking about smoking out of a soda can back in the day. Remember, I'm sure you've done this, right?
Well, what was worse was making those water bottle pipes with like tinfoil bowls. That is not a good idea.
I think that's better than the soda can. That's like that's
foil compared to aluminum. I mean, neither one's good.
No, we were making bongs out of those. At least it was a little filtered. You know, you can make like a bong out of like a water bottle.
Sometimes I would take like the cap of a bottle,
some gum,
punch holes in
bottle,
the plastic cap,
and foil,
tape it, stick a straw, put some like gum around the straw so it was airtight, and that would be a water bong. It's like so grimy.
Oh yeah, I remember this. I remember like making with Andrew like these like pretty fucking awesome homemade bongs. It was we would take because there was a bamboo like a bamboo thing near me, so we would take a piece of bamboo. You know, bamboo's hollow. You know, and that would go into your like big soda bottle, like the big soda liter bottles. That would go in the middle, and you tape it up around that so you'd have water at the bottom. Then you kind of cut a hole in the side so you'd have something to kind of bubble it and have like a straw that sort of leads in but doesn't touch the water, and it was pretty fucking good. I remember those were like that wasn't the bowl was a screen. Remember you'd have a window that have like a metal screen, and you could cut a little piece of the metal.
Tried to blame, so like I got caught cutting those out, and I tried to blame on my cat, and my mom was like, "Yeah, this is like a perfect square. Like I don't think the cat is surgically removing squares."
Oh yeah, Dr. Mad, we've partaked in that LSD craze for sure. Love it's a little more than I have. I know you've taken heroic doses of LSD. Like I'm talking, I remember you taking like 10 hits or something crazy.
But well, it's always relative to the
It's the stuff itself too, right? Yeah. I mean, one hit of something could be better or worse.
You could put like 1 million doses in like one thing, like a cube or something. You know, it's not always about like the quantity of the tabs.
Yeah, I mean, I know. Well, a friend of ours finished. He had a whole vial that he finished over like 2020 because he was just doing the vial.
Gummy bears.
Yeah, and then Jason
Sour Patch Kids.
He also got a vial. I think they still have. I mean, when you get a vial, it's like they still have.
That's a good. I mean, I like Sour Patch Kids, so that's a good vehicle to like dose up and get away with it.
Yeah, if that was dangerous though, he would put it on the purple Sour Patch Kids, but throw it in with the other Sour Patch Kids. So it's like, what if you just accidentally took the fucking wrong one. That seems
But
like
do they
disaster
do they,
right there.
like cross contaminate into each other? Like, what if it's really hot?
He claims they wouldn't.
Melt all together.
That's what I would think, that they would kind of cross, like, or when it would touch another one, it would like spill out. That's why I would never do that. But he would eat like the other ones like it's nothing, because he's like, oh no, the purple ones have it. I was like,
I don't know if I were putting it in some Sour Patch Kids would be one of the better ones. I don't want to have to like
absorb
edibles. Like I don't want to have to eat like a whole bunch of shit. Remember, like when we first started trying to do edibles and we made those like awful cookies that were just like I got like really sick from that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I eventually got good at making edibles, but
well, yeah, because we
first couple tries,
it's about the oil.
It just extracts. The
volume of weed that you put.
Yeah, we used to like eat the whole thing, where it's like, well, we're not gonna waste this weed, But it really is like once the weed is extracted into the oil of the butter, you can throw out like the scraps.
But the one that I'm thinking of is like we had like stems and stuff.
Yeah, we would eat.
And you're like eating these like cookies with like all these stems inside.
Yeah, it's really terrible.
Awful.
Yeah, and it doesn't. Yeah, and then I remember I got to a point where I could make stuff that you wouldn't even know it had it in it. That I remember, like the last couple things I made, you wouldn't even know it had anything in it, and
Yeah, that's how.
Said, like,
if you're like a bartender, that's how you want to operate. You want to like make like drinks for people where they don't even realize how much liquor they're ingesting, and then all of a sudden, getting tipped like 40, 50.
That's what you want. Yeah.
Exactly. You want to overpour.
Yeah, you want
without getting caught from the whatever establishment you're working for.
Dude, when we were in Salem, I was getting some heavy pours. Me and Dave at that one bar were getting from that girl or whatever Dave was trying to talk to, or Jason Chicken, whatever.
The one with the pool tables?
Yes, the first night. Yeah, we were getting some big pours. Remember that?
I only got beer from that place, so I didn't realize.
That's what you. That's what I do notice, man. When you get liquor at a bar, and you get it from the right person, and like you're saying, like an overpour, you get some big ass drinks, like for the same price. That's probably better than a beer. Because the beer, it's always going to be like a glass of beer. You can get a little bit more for your money. You're getting like a shot. They're giving you like a double.
No, I know. I've been out with Pat, and like he'll get like cranberry and soda, and it's like not even red.
Oh yeah, they're like fucking.
It's just like vodka and ice and like a little bit of cranberry juice. And it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, mushrooms are good, man. So my best trip was on mushrooms, but I didn't partake too many times in LSD.
Well, I know a lot of people prefer mushrooms altogether because they don't want, like chemical stuff. But
although it's like this, I don't know. It gets you to the same place. It's like if
you're safer probably with acid than you are with like trying to get clean pills or something. Because those can get
I don't know,
all kinds of stuff.
Well, I think you're safer with mushrooms because you kind of know it's. Well, it depends on. I don't know. You never know with the mushroom.
The thing with mushrooms, and I'll like never just get away with the stigma. It's just the way like you can go from being like poison to not based on knowing what the fuck you're getting.
Yeah, but most people are not like the mushrooms that are sold aren't getting picked. They're being actually grown in a little mushroom bag or grow thing. They're not like you're not in Oregon picking it, which again you can identify it. Like that mycelium like stays under the ground, so it's like it's actually how mushrooms work. Like if you know a spot that has edible mushrooms, you can go there like every year. It will be the same mushrooms
and grow it in your closet.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can set up a grow thing. It's all actually all of it's legal. All of it's legal because the spores are legal. So you can buy the spores and make the little cake that would house the spores.
I mean, that's probably a lot easier than trying to fucking.
But that's what I'm saying. Like all the magic mushrooms are coming from that. Most people are doing that because they know exactly what it is.
Is the criminalization of acid to mushrooms any different, or it's just the same?
I've always thought that it gets you to the same place. Personally, I've always thought it kind of seems like the same.
The criminalization of it.
Oh, I think they're both. They're both way too they're in that really hard category, which is insane. I think they're in that Schedule 3.
Yeah, and there's a reason for that because they don't want people to experience.
Like in that heroin category, which is fucking crazy. It's not accurate. But what is it? A friend of mine on New Year, he had legitimate mushrooms from Seattle because in Seattle it's legal. So he had this candy bar that was like, it was almost like weed. You know how weed you can get like legal edibles and it's got like a label, it's all printed and it's all like official. He had a legit mushroom candy bar that's from Seattle because they actually have it there. And it was fucking strange to see because it's like I've seen it with weed. I haven't seen it with mushrooms. That was the first time I saw that. But yeah. So that is, and also it's like then your dose and all that shit. It's becoming a thing. I guess it's the next thing to get legalized here in the good old US of A. Yeah, Star Wars, the Rey movie is taking a setback, and we were talking a little bit about this director. God, her name is fucking insane. Sharmeen Abad Chinoy. Yeah, I was thinking about this a little bit more too, and it's offensive how she said she wants to be the first one to make a female-led Star Wars movie. It's very offensive. I was thinking about that.
Didn't we? I thought we already talked about this.
Well, we did, but there's more to. But there's more to this. But I was just thinking how with the female-led thing, that's bullshit. First off, we've had Rey, we've had Kathleen Kennedy, who's run the whole Star Wars gambit for the past couple of years. She's actually producing everything, and then even going back to the 70s, Marcia Lucas, George Lucas's first wife, won a fucking Oscar for editing the original Star Wars movies, and that's a big part of why I think those movies worked out was her. Favorite Disney animated film? Your choice would be Hunchback of Notre Dame. Favorite Disney animated film? I'd probably choose Alice in Wonderland. Maybe because I'm thinking of all this psychedelic stuff. I don't know. What was you? I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. I like a lot of the old ones. I like all the old ones almost. I like a Snow White.
Alice in Wonderland's your favorite?
I think I like Alice in Wonderland. I always as a kid I liked Peter Pan for sure. Maybe because that was like a little bit more of a male centric one, but I mean I liked a lot of them. I like that Lion King, but like that wasn't my favorite. I think at the time that was kind of popular. Fantasia's cool too, like I like Fantasia a lot. That's another good one. It's hard for me to pick one. I feel like a lot of the old ones kind of blend for me. I definitely don't like any of those. I don't hate them, but I'm not crazy about the Pixar ones. Yeah, this Rey movie feels just like it just feels like a mess. I mean, also it's offensive, like I was saying. Like the Star Wars has won Oscars from a woman in the past, in the 70s. So to say that like there hasn't been enough of a female voice involved here is a little offensive. It's a little crazy. And the new rumor is now that like the script is not done. So there's a big setback for this. That's kind of why I got my little title here. Yeah, setback on that. There's supposed to be a trailer. We even heard from Daisy. This is where I'm starting to buy. Like, I don't really know if I buy anything that's coming out from this. I think it's all just sort of hype that's probably being fed through these certain people. But she was saying in November, this is November 23rd. This is a little before Thanksgiving. She was saying, it's not what I expected. Kind of letting us know, like, the story. I mean, maybe the story does exist. The script is just not completely there. I think she said the script was coming by around Christmas time, which doesn't look like it's the case.
What's not expected from her?
What is that?
She didn't expect what?
I don't know. She said the story was unexpected, which is I think is another way. I think they just tell her to say that. You know what I mean? I feel like
she thought that like they were gonna make more Star Wars fucking movies.
No, they are gonna make. I think she's like, oh, this is so different. This is more. Maybe you actually want to see it because it's gonna be so different. I think that's what she's trying to say. Yeah, I think there's nothing.
Well, being so different would be having her not in it.
Yeah, like honestly, I know love. You've not seen any of the Star Wars sequel trilogy. I would love
You know,
for
it'd be
you to.
fucking weird if like they took Star Wars to some like Han Solo on steroids with some beef caked out himbo freak, and just piss in the face of all these fuckers, and it's like they're gonna find all these women are gonna want to go see this
That would be funny. You make
himbo
like a Magic Mike
motherfucker,
Star Wars movie,
and
and then all these
all the
women want to
men are
see
gonna
it
show up anyway because they're fucking helpless
because
nerds
they're Star
just
Wars people.
sucking off the taint of this fucking
Yeah, I think they
franchise
got. Yeah,
forever.
you might be right. I think they got it backwards with the.
I don't know why they think like
You're
having
right.
a bunch of leftist women show up to theaters after we've had like the entire theater industry almost like evaporate because of COVID. Wovid, Jack Whack. It makes no sense. Like
It doesn't.
I don't.
Yeah.
They have this like imaginary like hybrid fan base that is contradictory to one another. Like you got to realize, like when the Titanic is sinking.
Yeah, and Dr. Mad, yeah, the Star Wars Legends or the expanded universe is definitely way better than anything that we've seen yet, and also
What is Star Wars Legends? The
It's part
original
of the
cast or something?
it's part of the Star Wars expanded universe. It's like all the books that came out post Star Wars. It's
I
actually
didn't know
basically
that. So
it's what they're mining. They're taking all the things from it, like all these like shows, and even some of the things we're hearing. Like this, what we're hearing is that this is going to be about Rey building the Jedi Temple, which is what Luke does in the Star Wars Legends or Star Wars Expanded Universe books. So they're like, they know what they have originally made sucks, and now they have to go back to the well. That's sort of the thing. But I was saying, I would love to see,
swapped
because you've never seen any of
the
these sequel Star Wars movies. I'd love for you to watch like the last of them, and you'd be so confused. I'd like to see how confused you would be, because it's just like,
I mean,
you'd
you'd
like,
have
this
to
is
like
so strange. You'd be so
pay me
confused.
and put me in a white
Yeah.
padded room.
Yeah. But I have to say, like, I would like to see, just like, don't even see the first two, just watch the third one, and you'd be so fucking confused, and you'd be like, I don't get. I mean, even like me, it's like watching. I was like, I don't even get what they're trying to do here, and I've seen the first two. Like, that last movie was just fucking off the wall.
You know what's sad is like all that what used to be kind of the worst of the worst memeable Hayden, whether the fuck Christian.
Yeah, it used to be, that was embarrassing.
It's looking a lot better now.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. And
At least you know what I always liked? There was this sequence where they're in this gladiator fucking thing, and they're chained up to pillars, and then there's like a bunch of monsters that come out. One is like this mutated, like weird saber tiger thing.
Yeah.
Other is like this like insect with giant like arms and shit. Can we show that sequence? Like that's like one of the better things I can remember of that whole franchise.
I know exactly what you're talking about from Attack of the Clones, when they're in the
And then
caught.
You get the purple saber right after all this. That's the introduction of it when Mace Windu.
No, more and more, man, those movies do look a lot better. Even though, like, I could never say that I like them or good, but they look they're a lot more interesting. They're a lot more interesting than the sequel series, which is pretty bad.
I think Natalie Portman's hotter than this Ren motherfucker or Rey or whatever the hell's going on.
Yeah, no, definitely is. I mean, it's funny. I never had an issue with her. I don't think she's the issue. That's another thing. Is like I don't mind her.
The casualty of all the bullshit they're like doing.
Yeah, and if you watch any interview with, like, I feel bad for her because she feels like she checked out too. Like, she checked out. She was like, I don't fucking like these things. But I'm already fucking.
She's no like Zegler, She seems like
she's not a Zegler. She's not like an awful person at all.
Which is funny because we had the British guy earlier. Like, what do you think of Daisy Ridley? Is she gonna be like someone who can have a career outside of this stuff, or It's like
Well, the truth is, she's had we're years out of the last Star Wars movie, and her career is kind of like fucking in the garbage. So I kind of get why with her that you would take this film, because what the fuck else are you gonna do?
no, it's tough. Like with a lot of these franchises that are kind of, so iconic, it's hard to really get outside of it. It's like the Game of Thrones girl doing that Terminator movie. It's just weird.
Yeah, I saw Phantom Menace.
Dr. Mad, what do you think of Amelia Clark? Do you think she can have a franchise or some kind of career outside of Game of Thrones?
Ooh, it doesn't look like it because she's been in a lot of bad stuff. But I remember I saw Phantom Menace that week, the opening weekend, 1999. We would have been 13 at the time. I remember that. Rich Gelsenmein's birthday party. You were there.
No, that's like Spawn shit. That's not Star Wars.
We saw Spawn on VHS after, and that was better than the Phantom Menace movie. But we went to see Phantom Menace. That's what we saw. We did first. I have a specific memory of that. We all went to see Phantom Menace. Then we went back. We played Manhunt, and then we watched Spawn.
I've had
and Spawn was way better than everything.
Most of my worst puking memories in my life are related to Manhunt, because I went on like a pizza party or some shit. Everyone ate a bunch of food, and then we went and played Manhunt right after, and was like, that's not when you want to be running around full speed.
Yeah, not the best time. Speaking of Game of Thrones, this kind of comes up here because I was going to say, like, is this movie even going to happen? Because we've had so many things that have been canceled that have been planned from Star Wars. The D.B. Weiss, David Benioff trilogy got canceled.
That's all right. There's enough Star Wars that will be produced
for
half of it to fail, and I'm good.
None of it really should. It's kind of, I've heard Red Letter Media talk about none of it. They don't have a universe really to incite many things. Like what we had in the beginning, those 3 movies was probably all you needed, to tell you the truth. Their thing got cut, and they claimed this was back in 2019. They're like, oh, we're focusing on our Netflix show. We don't want to do this. And now they've come out and said pretty much that Lucasfilm and Disney just didn't like their idea. So it's funny. I guess maybe the NDA lapsed, and they were able to just actually talk. Because they said they didn't want to do it. It had nothing to do with their Netflix series that I think also didn't happen. It was going to be called The First Jedi, which was basically about the Jedi Order coming to be. So it would have been really early in the whole universe of Jedi, which is the kind of boring characters we've now come to learn. I mean, that's also my issue with the Phantom Menace is, like, they're boring characters. I mean, look at them. I mean, like, they don't look that bad nowadays, but still, like, there's a boringness to a lot of these Jedi characters. Even the original Star Wars, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, is kind of boring. The best part about it is, seeing a regular person become into this, and so that was interesting because it was like a journey. Or even like Han, who was not a Jedi, was like interesting. So you stopped watching TV 14 years ago, so I just watch whatever online streaming services. Yeah, I'm in the same kind of boat. I download everything from certain sources, so I get what I want. I could watch anything. But this looks like it would have been pretty interesting. And then I heard how they were kind of annoyed at Rian Johnson for naming his movie The Last Jedi, which was, they were already in the process of making their trilogy, which is going to be called The First Jedi. So he just kind of took their name and...
No, I know, but like, how many The Last of a franchise have been made, and then they realize, oh, fuck, we're still making tons of money from this. Let's not stop.
Yeah. And also, like, I mean, this isn't the first. There's a project from Patty Jenkins, the Wonder Woman director, who her Star Wars thing got canceled. Damon Lindelof, who I don't know why he still makes anything. Everything he's done after Lost has been shit. And that got canceled. Kevin Feige, the Marvel producer, had a thing that isn't happening. There's more. I actually have a list here. There is more. They were gonna make a show with Gina Carano, but she said some what Disney would think would be too far right stuff to
That's
say.
the
So
wrestling motherfucker.
I think she was a UFC fighter. Yeah, I don't think she was a wrestler. I think she was UFC. I know she was a legitimate fighter.
I thought most of the time you try and parlay that into both.
It could be. I think that is the case. Like, you might as well do both. Here we talked about these Game of Thrones guys who ruined everything. There was gonna be an Obi-Wan trilogy
because I mean, I gotta say, when I saw that shit,
for how bad that fucking series was.
Part of me just lit up. Was like, fuck them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they fucking suck.
I mean, they totally just
let it go.
They just fucked that franchise up when it really was more important whatever bullshit they were gonna get afterwards.
The thing was, it all started to suck when they ran out of content that was actually written by George R. R. Martin. And then
I know, and
then look at this
guy, because it's like this never-ending.
But look at this. He's still
people saying, "When are you gonna finish? When are you gonna finish?"
Well,
there's no. The guy's gotta be like sitting around all day thinking, like, "Holy fuck!" There's like a horde of psychopaths.
Here's the thing: there's 2 books left that he's got to write, and he's like, it's been 7 years since the last one, so I don't blame these guys for having to complete it, because like you gotta fucking go. You can't wait 7 years for this guy.
Totally obese. You gotta start wondering.
He's got people.
How much he's got left to live, let alone write.
He's got people I know that I know he's talked about this. He has people, some other fantasy writers that know how he exactly wants to do things, and if anything happens to him, it's gonna be
Wow, so his will is like, okay, so once I die, you have to take over my franchise of books.
Yeah. And I mean, I was trying to think, it's been so long.
Or some shit, or
dude, I mean, the last, Jesus Christ, yeah, dude, the last fucking, oh my god, the last book that has come out from this was in 2011. Oh my god, is he so far behind?
I know, yeah. There's people who've been like born and died since then.
Oh yeah, so the Obi-Wan show, yeah, exactly. It's been a lot of that. Obi-Wan show became
not enough.
Well, they were gonna make a trilogy, but it turned into a show that sucked. They were gonna make a movie for Boba Fett, but it turned into a show that sucked. There's a trend here. Star Wars Detour is it's a show apparently that was completely completed by Seth Green, and it was like kind of like a robot-y chicken thing.
Ugh.
But so it's like not something that interests me too much. But yeah, someone who grew up quite watching a bit of anime in my youth. I've never seen a lot of anime. I've only seen like the Studio Ghibli movies and some other.
Well, anime is
like Akira.
Anime is Miyazaki.
Yeah, I guess that's the only anime I've seen. But I guess when I think of anime, it's kind of like all like the shows.
Ghost in the Shell?
Yeah, like I've seen Ghost in the Shell. I've seen a lot of good anime movies, and then like Studio Ghibli stuff. But anime is mostly like these shows, like One Punch Man. Was it One Punch Man or One Piece? Like One Piece.
Yeah,
like shit like that. That's one. I mean, like Pokemon.
Cowboy Bebop and fucking Yasha. But that's some old ass shit.
What's the one with the Titans, Attack on Titan? I've seen some of that.
Yeah, that was when
wasn't really for me.
Well, it's like this Crunchyroll website where
it's still good. I think that's where you can stream shit for anime and shit.
Crunchyroll,
yeah, that's their streaming stuff. I think you get a lot. I mean, I really like Samurai Champloo, but I don't think that's like I don't think that gets its. I don't think that had a lot of legs. I don't know if a lot of people like it, but I like that one a lot. Colin Trevorrow, who did the Jurassic World movies, was gonna do the last Star. He was gonna do the third sequel trilogy one, but then they kicked him off it for J.J. Abrams to do his ridiculous, terrible movie. So that could happen. It didn't.
You're not an Abrams fan?
I don't mind J.J. Abrams, but the movies he did, especially that last one. Not really. Actually, no, I'm not a big J.J. Abrams fan. I liked Super 8, and I kind of liked Cloverfield. So it's like I'm not like against him.
Oh, he did that fucking Cloverfield handycam shit.
Yeah, especially at that time, that movie was kind of like, to me, that at that time that movie was kind of original too. So it's like I kind of liked that for what it was. There was a mystery project from David Lindelof and J.D. Dillard. It's still a mystery, I guess, and probably better that way because David Lindelof sucks. Kevin Feige, who also sucks, was going to make a Star Wars trilogy, and he did Marvel. I don't know why he would make this because he just ran Marvel. He wasn't really a writer. It doesn't make any sense why he would even do this or be given this, other than like a claim. Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron would have probably been more interesting because it would have been about some like rebel fighter pilots. She made Wonder Woman. She's actually a pretty good director. This actually is probably like the best on the list here. Something that could have happened. And then this fuck who ruined Star Wars, Rian Johnson, ruined it the most. Yeah.
It's weird he went from doing that to the Knives Out shit, right?
Yeah, and I think that stuff's horrible too. Like I think that's really bad. I know a lot of people have liked it. I've seen a little bit. I think he's a bad director
out of that franchise.
Yeah, I don't think he's good at all. Like I don't see it.
No, I don't like him.
See it. Oh, dude, of course we've heard about Cannibal Holocaust. Yeah. We were talking about this. I think Eli Roth did a little rip-off movie of Cannibal Holocaust recently. What did he do? What was the name of his movie? It was the Eli Roth. He ripped it off. But Cannibal Holocaust is pretty fucked up.
I don't know, but I remember it was on the thumbnail, like screensaver.
This is Green Inferno.
Yeah, like I remember this being on that screensaver for whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it's old now. Look at this, 2013. So old. It's fucking like 10 years old now.
Apparently that Thanksgiving shit he did is pretty good. So
yeah, I saw a little bit of it. I gotta finish it. It's not bad. It's like, again, it's like very okay. It's what you'd expect from like an okay shitty horror movie. You know, that kind of thing. It wasn't bad. But you know, again, like I think the bar is low for horror stuff too. So you gotta take that with a grain of salt. What else do I have? I got my last thing here. It's gonna be a shorter thing. It's gonna be about Jodie Foster talking about how Gen Z is annoying, and I agree with her. She wrote this. She kind of said this thing how Gen Z is really annoying, especially in the workplace. Have you ever had to deal with a Gen Z in the workplace? I don't think I've actually ever had to work with someone that was born that long ago, or that recently, rather. You know, 97 would have been when they were born, a Gen Z. I don't work with anyone like that. Do you?
Yeah, and they love like whatever the fuck Bad Bunny does, that type of music, like
weird Puerto Rican rap.
Popular now. It's fucking crazy. There's like all these different iterations and like versions of it. If you don't like that, like,
yeah, they're not gonna like this. Let me see. Here you go. Here's Jodie Foster talking to everyone's favorite stand-up guy and host here, Jimmy Kimmel. Everybody loves Jimmy Kimmel, right?
There was a quote about a Gen Xer.
Other than Come Alone.
Other than everyone in the world.
Zers, sorry, I don't know. One of the letters. We skipped right by.
You're a millennial, I believe, Dr. Mad. You're only a few years younger than us, so you're a contemporary of us. You're a millennial.
Yeah, but you know what's
and it's funny how millennials used to look
frustrating about all these, you know.
It's good, man. We used to look bad.
Like, I could have nothing to do with any of the bullshit or like connotations associated.
Oh yeah,
with
that go with our generation. I agree.
You just
I don't
get,
think
like,
really
represented by a bunch of assholes. You know, it's frustrating, but
it's true. We don't actually. It's actually weird because we're on the cusp. Like, all right, so Dr. Mad would be like right in the middle of a millennial generation. We're like on the outside. We're like right at the beginning of millennial, where we're almost a little bit more like the people that were 2 years before us, because we're kind of that first. We're in this. They used to call us Generation Y, like our couple of years, because we're like this weird in between generation, and that's kind of makes sense because there's a lot of younger millennials that doesn't like we don't match up with any of the stuff. Like I remember when there was no fucking internet, and I remember when I had no cable.
No internet.
Well, there was internet, but it was like, like fucking AOL. And
shit,
before,
but it's not like it didn't exist.
No, I mean, honestly,
I remember buying CDs.
Yeah, that was 1996, though. Don't you remember before 1996?
Like CDs to have like internet time.
Like, I mean, like, all right, Dr. Mad's talking about this. I remember 1993. I'm like, I can tell you, I remember 1993. I know you were born then. I remember 1993. You know what I mean? Like,
you don't.
I would have been 6. Yes, I do. I remember being 6.
I don't fucking remember shit.
Oh, I remember 1993. Yes. I remember going on vacation in 93.
What was going on?
I was watching probably like Thomas the Train, and I was watching like, what is it, like that George Carlin? That was Thomas Train. Yeah. He was hosting Thomas Train. I was watching that. I was watching Fred
you
Rock.
were not watching George Carlin specials.
No, I was watching George. No, not George Carlin. George Carlin used to host Thomas the Train. Do you not remember? He's the conductor.
Oh, really? That's fucking awesome.
Him and Ringo were the conductors, and because they would show you repeats. Like Ringo was the conductor a little before Carlin, but in the 90s, Carlin was the host.
They probably
really strange.
Blowed out too.
It always like really baffled me to find out that he's this dirty comedian years later, like the fucking conductor. But yeah, so like I remember a lot of shit like that. I remember Mr. Rogers. Like this would have been that kind of time period. I remember 1993, man, Ninja Turtles, dude, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, all that shit. Like that era. I mean, and again, 1997. I remember Princess Diana thing. I remember, all that crap. That's getting a little later. I remember wrestling at this era. There's a lot of things around then. I remember around then.
97.
Yeah, but I'm saying even 93, man.
A big difference.
I remember the cartoon Ninja Turtles. The Ninja Turtles movie would have came out like 2 years before that, 91. And, like there was a lot of things I remember from that. I mean, being 6. I mean, I don't remember the 80s at all because I was born in 87. I have no memory of any of the 80s, but I remember like 1991 on is what I would say. I have memories from 1991. I have more as the years go. 93, definitely. I was very sentient.
What would you say the first year of your life you like are cognizant of culture?
That's why I would say kind of around 5 or 6. I would say around 5 or 6.
5 or 6? I don't know. Probably like
I would say 6.
Still.
First grade would have been 6, and I remember Power Rangers coming around that time.
I remember putting the shit on. I don't remember like why.
That's all I can. I mean, I can remember that.
Well,
I remember
I was just getting like dressed up and stuff
like,
without any idea why.
It's funny. A lot of my memories come to media, which is sad. But like I can remember Salute Your Shorts. That would have been probably 93. That's got to be pretty old. Do you remember Salute Your Shorts? It was a Nickelodeon.
Yeah, but
this is from 91. 91 and 1992. I remember it. So I guess I have a memory of that. But again, there's also replays too, so it's hard to...
so maybe I'm not getting myself...
You probably do. Yeah.
Being aware of what's happening.
You're just not thinking about it. Yeah. But I definitely remember kids things.
Was fucked up, man. The Awful Waffle.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, somebody taking you, spreading you across a table and, like, just openly disgracing you with like whipped cream and
it was awful
cake batter?
But also this, like what Dr. Mad's saying, like he's not an 80s kid, but he remembers watching cartoons from that decade, and that's totally the truth. Because I remember there's also a lot of like, first off, we grew up in that VHS era where like I didn't know what year these things were coming from. No, but it's like I would watch fucking like the Dark Crystal. I watched that all the time as a kid. I didn't know that was from fucking like 1982 or something. Like or E.T. I thought that was from like a year ago. Like I didn't know. Like I thought it was new. It was new to me. Like there's tons of shit like that. Like, and then, again, we had stuff like back when we were kids. They would show repeats from like the Looney Tunes or from the 60s or 30s or Scooby Doo from the 70s. Like we didn't fucking know.
Yeah, or like Nick at Night with
Oh yeah, I remember
who's the one who
Disney
played
That was good. That was a
IQ
good one.
Genie?
I forget her name, but I know exactly. That was on Nick at Night. I remember the Gargoyle show. I like that.
Ball was kind of hot.
I think the cartoon that hit during our era for sure would have been the X-Men series. That was a fucking with that guitar solo intro. That was fucking big at the time. I remember that.
And that gets
a lot of like
really
things.
hard. Have you seen the Wolverine meme where he's sitting in bed looking at a photo?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. That meme's pretty good. I remember that exact. I have a VHS copy of that fucking episode.
Where like that is like such a consistent meme template, but it was like a major plot point of that shitty fucking animated.
No, actually, I remember. All right, so this would have been like 2nd or 3rd grade. We had to do Book It, where if you read a book, you got this little sticker, and then you could put it on this little paper, and then bring it to Pizza Hut. And once you had 4 of them, you could get like a shitty pizza. And then I remember getting like they'd give you like these little Happy Meal toy things. But one of the deals was
they
gave you a VHS tape.
I had like a obsession of trying to collect every single Goosebumps book ever fucking made, like to the point where I was gonna have this massive catalog. I was gonna sell, I don't know, to like a publisher.
Yeah,
it's really like the beginning of the sickness of like kind of collecting cards or like all that kind of fantasy sports shit.
I definitely agree with Dr. Matt here. Ghostbusters 1 and 2 were definitely in the mix. There was also a cartoon called The Real Ghostbusters. I remember was popular. Remember the cartoon Real Ghostbusters?
Yeah, Egon was
blonde hair.
He was blonde, and Slimer wasn't just like some one-off freak. He was like part of the crew.
When was the Real Ghostbusters from? That was from 1980. Oh my god! So all right, that was from 1986. We were definitely watching repeats. That's kind of crazy. Well, it went to 91, so it ran for like 5 years.
No, yeah, I'm from.
We're watching repeats, but then I heard
hand-drawn animated stuff like Surf Sharks and Anime Flux and Cartoon Sushi.
Yeah, that was later. And I heard how like kids today, like they don't want to watch anything like before 2018. So
I don't know, man. Like Street Sharks was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, I remember that. That was cool. There's a lot of cool. We had a lot of like everything was like a ripoff of Ninja Turtles. That was like a Ninja Turtles ripoff. So I loved it. You know, anything like an animal that's like doing something like that, I'm all in. That was a big
Ninja Turtles had some really awesome villains and stuff. You know.
Yeah. That they just made to sell action figures, but we didn't know. That's why they put those in there.
But it would be interesting if they took a lot of the like very niche abstract stuff, like the Fly guy or something, and made it into a live action.
Yeah, Baxter is in the new movie, by the way. The Fly guy is in the new team. They're bringing that into it. Who? Yeah, Crane's gonna come into the next movie, but they actually did a good job at taking all
Crane
those.
Gone did it.
Crane Gone did it. Jonathan Majors gone did it. Kang, we were Kangs. Here's Jodie Foster.
Krang.
I know what you're talking about. Here's Jodie Foster on Gen Z.
Quote about Gen Xers at magazine.
Gen Zers, Gen
Zers, sorry, I don't know. One of the letters. We skipped right by Y, it feels like. You said, and correct me if I have any of this wrong, they were really annoying, especially in the workplace. They're like, nah, I'm not feeling it today. I'm going to come in at 10:30 a.m. Or in emails, I'll tell them, this is all grammatically incorrect. Did you not check your spelling? And they're like, why would I do that? Isn't that kind of limiting?
Yeah, I got some grief from my sons for that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, because, you're older and you tend to do that. Like, well, in my day,
right.
We had to walk to school with crampons on or something.
Everything we did was right, and everything what we did was good for us.
Right.
And
but the new generation, they're lucky because they can say they learned that they could say no, and we didn't know that, right? We didn't have a kind of freedom, and there's double edge to that. There are things that you learn when you're unfree
Yeah.
and overly disciplined. And
Like, for instance, if somebody gives you a pair of vinyl orange shoes to
yes,
wear on
you
the
just
Oscars,
wear them and shut up.
when you're 8 years old, you put them on and you sing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I do have a lot of those stories as a kid, and I'm always saying that to my kids where they're cold. You're like, cold? You don't know what cold. Let me tell you what cold is. You know, try being 6 years old at 3 a.m. and somebody's painting you with makeup all over your body. Like,
It sounds like Hollywood right there.
I have a lot of that.
I'm sure the kids
Yeah,
really enjoy that.
my day.
Hollywood definitely gonna be getting painted by adults, like Harvey Weinstein types. So she's got that. I like it. I have no clue what she's talking about. It sounded. I think she didn't know that there was something sexual going on.
Well, I mean, she played a child prostitute in
Yeah.
Taxi Driver at
Right.
like 14, so her experience is going to be a little bit unique.
Also, in this interview, she said how she didn't like superhero movies. It's a phase. It's a phase that's lasted a little.
Well,
too
I've heard
long
that
for me.
before, but
She says hopefully people will be sick of it soon. I like the good ones. Like it's
You know
funny. She
what?
likes good
I
ones. I
gotta
like Iron
say,
Man.
Jodie Foster is kind of like proto Zegler.
Is she? I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah,
She's not
no,
annoying.
Think about it. Like, she's kind of proto Zegler.
A little bit. I don't think she's as I don't know, man. Are you sure about that? Or are you a bullshit artist, man?
Bullshit artist. 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 You, sir, are a horseshit artist. I call bullshit on that. Bullshit artist. Bullshit artist.
You don't think she might be proto Zegler?
No, I don't think. I think you're bullshit. I think you're bullshit art. You're a horseshit artist, actually.
Oh.
No, I don't think she's proto
well,
Zegler.
I don't know. Line them up.
I think Zegler's like. I don't think there's many people that have been like her. Zegler is a good example of the new generation.
Don't give her
way outsteps
not
their
give
bounds.
her that amount of credit that Zegler's like some new phenomenon.
I can't think of someone that's
this
been like
archetype
cunty like this.
of an
I don't know.
obnoxious motherfucker has been around.
I can't think of someone who's been like outright cunty. That like I don't know, not really. They usually they usually have their handlers. Maybe she just doesn't have a handler anymore. But she said how I like the good ones like Iron Man, Black Panther, and The Matrix. She thinks The Matrix is a superhero movie, which is interesting.
It is. I mean, come on.
Yes, it is. I was thinking about it when I read that. I was like, is it
How
a
is it
superhero?
not?
movie? I mean, I guess Neo is a superhero, but it's kind of more of to me. It gives me like it's a sci-fi.
The motherfucker flies around and does whatever he pretty
Yeah.
much wants. He's like Thor.
I guess so. To me, it's a sci-fi movie.
Like, really, you put Neo and Thor next to each other. One's got a hammer and the other's just wearing some fucking
Like leather and sunglasses.
Cyber fucking Neo punk bullshit. I don't know.
Bullshit artist.
Mask of the Phantasm is a good. Yeah. I remember I liked all the Batman originals. I liked that Batman cartoon that when it came out, but it wasn't like my favorite thing. I would watch it, but I wasn't like super into it. But I did watch
The
a lot of
X-Men
it.
one was really fucking good.
The X-Men one,
And
like,
you know what I liked
remember
about it is
watching
when
it-
the Sentinels
yeah, it's really
came
good.
around.
Yeah,
they
like fuck shit up, kill people.
Fucked shit up. Like they fucked everyone up.
The
And
first
made,
episode-
it made the stakes so much higher.
Yeah, the first episode has them killing that guy Morph, who's like he's like an X-Men who's only in the
Well,
first
yeah.
episode. You know, and it was like kind of cool. I was like, oh, he's like this jokey, funny guy, and then he gets killed
That's
like
what the
scene later.
movies lack is because you know they're always gonna fucking win in the
Yeah,
end.
you need-
So whatever
conflict
bullshit
or
in between crap they try to drum up is not gonna be enough. You gotta spill some blood.
yeah, and that's a good. I love that. I like that. Love it. We're gonna end on that. You got to spill some blood. So you can find us on Wizard Twitter. You can find us at Wizard Shack everywhere. Until next time, love it. So I'll see you, man.
Okay.
Feel better, bro. And thanks for coming out, Dr. Mad. Always appreciate someone stopping by. You should like and subscribe. Why not, right? I don't know if you're on YouTube. Yeah, subscribe, man. Come on. Why not? It's like smoke this weed. Do this drug with us. Peer pressure, man. Peer pressure. All right, see you, man. Thanks for coming by. I liked all your takes and everything here, and cheerio for sure. It's interesting to see someone from England too. It's and similar experience of the early 90s, late 90s, all that stuff. So very similar. It's funny, not too far off, even though we're a couple thousand miles away. See you, man.